people often struggle with actually balancing the deen and dunya. So I'm going to be talking about how you can do this. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. So it's really important in Islam to maintain that balance of the deen and dunya, as we know through the example of the Prophet and the companions. The Prophet ﷺ and the companions, not only did they engage in worship of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they also did their own work. So, doing trade, people going to their specific jobs. So it's really important for us to find ways of being able to balance our deen and dunya. You should be able to allocate time to your deen throughout the day. Your day should revolve around your prayers. So everything you do, you must look at the times of the prayers, and you must plan your day around that. The times where it's prayer, you must read your prayer at that time and not delay it. And you should plan your day around it, where you engage in work and you are still remembering Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and getting that barakah in your work as well as in your wealth. But you're all, completing your work, you're fulfilling all the conditions, you're being honest at work, you're completing the work to the best of your ability, and you're also reading the Quran, reading all your daily prayers, engaging in all acts of worship that you will do. But you plan out your day, and you try your best to have a routine that enables you to manage your deen and dunya. Whilst it's obviously advisable that you change your days around and not just sort of do the same stuff, it's important that you sort of have a routine or a plan that would help you to balance this deen and dunya. And you need to find time for your deen, because unfortunately people prioritize the dunya and then forget the deen, or they do too much about the deen and then they're not able to fulfill the requirements of the dunya. So that's why you have to be able to strike a balance. You shouldn't do too much worship, because you're gonna overburden yourself, or you're gonna get too tired, and then the next day you're gonna do very little, or you're just gonna go away. So you need to balance your day out, where you are engaging in acts of worship, but then you're taking time out to do some of your work for your business, or go to work, or do something different, spend time with your family. There's all this. You need to spend time with your family, you need to allocate time for your work, you need to allocate time to read the Quran, acquire knowledge, whether it's watching lectures or doing revision of the notes you've already made. So these are the things that your day should revolve around, and you should plan your day. And everyone's plans are going to be different, because everyone's routines are different, everyone's commitments are different, and people work better at different times. Obviously the best time to actually acquire knowledge is after Fajr. There's more barakah during that time in the morning to for acquiring knowledge, or just for doing things related to the deen, such as reading the Quran. But whatever suits you, you should actually compose a plan and take the deen really seriously, and don't get too attached to the dunya. So this is what I wanted to speak about today. So inshallah I've been able to give you some tips that would help you to be able to create a plan to help you to balance your deen and dunya, which you should have been able to learn through this blessed month of Ramadan. And that's the whole point of this blessed month of Ramadan, to create a routine that helps us to dedicate our time to acts of worship. And this has helped us to sort of build a routine or a habit that we can carry outside of the month of Ramadan, because we worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala 12 months a year, 24/7. And it's not just the month of Ramadan, but the month of Ramadan gives us some spirituality, gives us time for reflection on our life, and improving ourselves every time, and implementing and taking these habits from this blessed month of Ramadan and taking them outside of the month of Ramadan and continuing them. So Ramadan helps us to create that balance, because we have to go to university, school, we have to still go to work, do our business, but then we have to also dedicate loads of time for worship, because we know that there's such a huge reward in this blessed month. And this month is about worshipping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, reading the Quran, because the Quran will start to get revealed during this month. So it's really important. I'm going to leave you here. Fi manillah wa sallallahu wa baraka ala nabiyyina Muhammad. Astaghfirullah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.